video is a sort of addendum video to our main Vault Xpel armor video. So Tesla has revised, on the other camera you can see our back panel, so it's kind of flat all the way around. On this camera you can see they've revised it with this part. Let's peel these off, these are my little test pieces. But they revised it by adding these ribs. Now this only applies on dual motor builds since March 17th, 2025. So basically before ordering, check to see, or just check your Vault to see if you have these upright ribs at the back of your bed, in which case order this kit. So please refer to the other video for doing the rest of the, the Vault side panels, the top trims and so on. But for this one, we're going to be showing you how to install this new section. Now, because we have a foundation Cybertruck, I can't fit this in there. Tesla advised this is not compatible for whatever reason, I don't know why. I'm tempted to find out, but to do that I have to remove the entire rest of the Vault bed. So for the sake of my sanity and time, I'm not going to do that. So let me move this. So in this kit, we're going to follow the same process. So we're going to install section C across the top here, and then the main piece here. And then we have these sort of rib covers, fingers, whatever you want to call them, that go over here as well. So that's what we're going to work on. So first we're going to do the section C, which runs across the top here. Now bear in mind, there's obviously parts of this that are exposed that wouldn't be in the truck. So my focus is on getting everything centered. This is a center rib, there are 13 of them. So rib number 7 is the middle. But I'm just going to center everything because it's pretty important for these fingers to line up. Okay. So I'm going to kind of breeze through this, but obviously you take more time than I do. I want to sort of get to the important part, which is the main section A. So I'm just going to make sure that we're sort of centered up here, looking good. And I want to make sure that we're not going beyond the edge. So just kind of use your fingers just to make sure you're staying level with this back edge. You can still do that in the truck as well. Obviously you've got the window and everything up there, but let's get this all lined up. And this is important because the lower edge of this is going to set your sort of eye line for getting the second piece in and level. So that's why. Okay, so there we go. Just pull that down a little bit. I think that's looking good. Got about so much at this end, so much at this end. So we're in the center. So to get it over this fold, it's kind of an inverted fold. So just use the palm of your hand, just get a nice, clean sort of edge on that rotation. Otherwise, you run the risk of sort of accumulating bubbles and trapped air across the fold, if you like. So just do that. And obviously the friction from doing this just loosens up the Xpel armor. For that, find your squeegee. I'm just going to bring this down, like so, and just kind of chase it along. You'll see that I'm sort of doing this at a sort of a 45-degree angle. It just kind of, by doing it like this rather than straight down, you're sort of moving the air outwards as you're sort of squeegeeing it down. So it's not really a 45, it's more of a, whatever that is, 30 degrees. But that way you're not trapping anything. Okay, so looking at this bottom edge, looks nice and straight against that fold. So this piece is obviously a big unwieldy piece, so we're going to take our time with this. And we're sort of, there's always going to be a little gap just kind of across the folds. The reason for that, people have asked, well, why don't you just do one big giant piece? The bigger the piece, the more chance that you're going to trap bubbles, you're going to stress the film in the wrong direction. So we're just kind of eliminating as much of that as we can by just, just rolling over this edge and starting here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to peel this back. I'm going to start over here, go halfway, and go to the other side. As you peel this back, just watch out for these rib sections so that they don't get kind of caught, or he's not stressing this little joint here. Okay, it's halfway, bring it back. You can pretty much unstick this from anything, but try not to let the sticky side touch itself, because otherwise that becomes a bit more of a challenge. Okay, now I'm going to grab the whole thing. We just kind of get relined up. Okay, so I'm going to just position it over here first. I'm left-handed, I don't know if that means why I always start on the left, but just kind of get that in there. And so looking across the length of it to kind of keep it in the same spot. Keep going, keep going. And then as I get up here, just sort of get it like that. So now we want to take some time, just take a look at it, make sure it's centered. That's so important, because this down here needs to line up. And if I just push it back gently, you can see that's looking really good. So we're in a good spot. So I'm going to get the squeegee again and just kind of go across this top inch or so. And the reason for that, this is like an inverted panel. You're sort of fighting gravity a bit with this as well. So let's just get a good anchor. And then what we're going to do is work our way down. So we're going to start in the middle so we can double check this is well aligned. If it is, then everything is good. So just straight down to the next fold, just there. Do a couple more. These are looking good, so I'm going to carry on. Using two hands for this, just because you want to apply a lot of pressure, and this is a pretty sturdy piece of trim, even in my sort of temporary rig. Okay, come over here, do the same thing. Okay, so we're done now, just the fingers at the bottom to do. So for this you really want to use your fingertips, because we want to make sure that we're getting nicely tucked into there. So let's do that, and then we'll come back and just kind of finish up the squeegee, but just because the squeegee is a bit wide for this section, fingertips are the way to go. I should say that if you have a beast Cybertruck, no matter what the manufacturing date is, at least at the time of recording, which is July 2025, you'll always have the original panel. You will not have this sort of ribbed section. It's only the all-wheel drive that get it. Sure, there's a good reason. I don't know what that is. I'm kind of intrigued to know what equipment is down there that prevents it. Okay, so there you go. That's the main panel. Again, take more time than I do. Look for air bubbles, kind of run your hand across it. If you feel some sort of tack noises, sort of like sticking and unsticking, that means there's air trapped under there, so take care of that. Okay, so moving on to these little ribs. Let's just fold this over. These are very easy, but you do, a little bit tedious. But we're just going to peel that back, and we're going to get down at eye level. And again, you want these centered, so just kind of going to put that there. So we're looking at this point here, this point here. We're going to run down the edge, make sure it still looks centered, which it does. You need to go a little bit higher, so we're going to more or less touch that. And then use your thumb just to make that turn. And then again, it's really just fingertips. We'll come back and do all of this properly with a squeegee in just 1 second. But I think you get the idea. I'm going to do one more for you, and then we'll speed through and just kind of do a quick wrap up at the end. Okay, let's fast forward. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, back with us. So got all the rib sections on. So to finish up, just kind of go down each with the squeegee, especially on this flat front face. And then inside, just kind of shuffle it around just to make sure those sections are properly down as well. And that's it. So that's how you install the revised Xpel armor for the new wall in your Cybertruck. Thank you for watching.